Hey guys, welcome to this episode of Aussie English. Today I thought I would make a video for you guys about how to eat Vegemite like an Australian. Vegemite is one of those things that is famously Australian, and a lot of people try and eat this when they come here as foreigners, and they definitely do it wrong. And even some Australians who really dislike it, I think a lot of the time it's just that they've never really had it correctly. So I'm going to the shops as we speak. I'm going to the shops right now, and I'm going to buy some Vegemite, some bread, probably some butter or margarine, and I'm going to come home, make a video for you guys about how I would and how I would not eat Vegemite. And so you may be wondering too, it's a bit overcast. The sun's not really out, but actually today it's about 30 degrees. It is really hot. And in Australia we have incredibly high levels of UV, ultraviolet light, UV. And so I think Australia is probably the country in the world with the highest rate of skin cancer for any population in the world. And so that is why I'm wearing a hat, sunglasses on. I have a shirt on as well, covering up my arms, and I've also got a little bit of sunscreen on because you can never be too safe. You know, better safe than sorry. So I don't want skin cancer when I get older, although it's something like a 2 in 3 chance before I get to the age of 70. And so in Australia we say slip, slop, slap. Slip on a hat, I think. Slop on some sunscreen and slap on a t-shirt. Something like that. But that's one of those sayings from Australia, slip, slop, slap. Anyway, I am almost at the shops. Time to get our Vegemite on. I thought I would also show you these streets, guys. I really love these streets in North Melbourne that have gum trees all the way up the street. So you'll probably be able to see behind me here that there are probably about a dozen or so gum trees lining the middle of this street. So this is the median strip, and then you've got gum trees in the middle. Beautiful. Alright, so here we are at the shops. Let's go and find some Vegemite. Bingo. This is exactly what we were looking for. And now for some butter. I'm a big fan of olive oil spread. I don't know why, I think it's healthier. Which is probably a bit lame, but I'm not a massive fan of butter, and as you can see there's quite a bit of choice here, but I think I'm going to go the classic olive oil spread. Now to find some bread. And again, I'm a bit of a fan of wholemeal, so we'll get some of that. Alright, so we got the goods. Bread, margarine and Vegemite. So this is obviously just going to be the basics, the basic idea of having Vegemite on bread with margarine, butter, whatever it is that you like having underneath it as a spread. I might also do an episode in the future where I talk about the different kinds of, I guess, mini recipes that you can have with Vegemite, because a lot of people have things like cheese with them, they'll have avocado with Vegemite, they'll also have Vegemite on biscuits. When I was a kid, that used to be one of those school ground treats that you would have, where you would get small savoury biscuits like Savoy's, I think is one of the brands here in Australia, and you would put Vegemite and or butter on these and have them at lunchtime or recess during primary school or high school. So again, just in the street walking home, and I'm pretty pumped. I guess we'll see how this goes. It's been a while. I don't really have Vegemite quite often. I used to love it as a kid, but I don't really eat much bread anymore, strangely enough. And so, as a result, I don't really have much Vegemite. So, it's going to be a blast from the past for me. It's going to have been a few years since I've really gone to town and had a lot of Vegemite. But let's do this. So, am I going to be nice or am I going to be mean? Do you want the small one or the big one?
Small.
Small? Johnny gets the big one, huh?
Can I just feel like a little fingernail, like a snot?
Yeah. So this is how not to eat Vegemite, but you guys are both signed up for...
What, you want me to take a...
Yeah, go for it. I want to see you... We got to get your reaction. We got to get your reaction.
Here we go.
Crack that seal.
Ooh.
So what does it smell like?
It smells like... yeah, it has a yeast smell. It smells like hot dogs.
And what would you say, like, most people who try Vegemite, why do they get it wrong?
They don't eat a lot of it, but like it's
just with avocado, cheese.
I actually had it with Vegemite a little while ago, but avocado, and actually it does. It's a weird pairing.
But it's pretty bad by itself.
By itself, it's like
A little bit of butter, maybe.
it's like eating a stock cube. You know what I mean? Like that's the best kind of thing I've thought about Vegemite. But like hot dogs are, I think mustard.
And so how do you think this is going to go? You've just taken a little teaspoon of that. This is definitely...
It's disgusting.
This is definitely what you would recommend not doing, right?
I'm not gonna eat that.
You reckon you could finish that?
It's a heaped spoon, as they say in the business.
I don't think I should.
I reckon you got this. So give us a review. What's that like?
The power already. It's not like there's other foods that are more disgusting. Like in Sweden, I think it's Sweden, they do like this fermented fish. That I was in the same room when it was happening, and
So this is
stank.
a close second, is it?
Nah, it's not even close. The fermented fish.
The Japanese do
I can't remember what it's called, but anyway, it's gross. And yeah, you have a little bit on bread. The Swedes do it that way, but this is just a concentrated mess.
There you go, John's just taking a mouthful. How's
That's
that
all right.
go?
That's not too bad.
Not too bad?
Yeah, as long as you don't coat it in there.
It's disgusting.
How much did you put in?
The whole thing.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, John did to me.
Yeah.
That's a good metric there.
Show me what's he done. John's gone a bit soft.
You did the heaped spoon. That's a rookie shit.
So he finished the whole thing. That's pretty impressive.
Give me that.
So that's how not to not to eat
mine was
Vegemite.
It's really horrible. It's still in my mouth. I haven't eaten it.
Show me your teeth, George.
Oh! that's an intense.
You gotta finish it. Come on, Phil. Swallow that. You're allowed to take a mouthful of beer.
Yeast with yeast.
How did that go?
It's still there.
Not your first choice.
I tried swallowing it all, but it just like became swelled and viscous. More viscous or whatever, you know, like became like you put it in with some bolognese or something. Just gets out there.
So that was Vegemite and how not to eat it. We're gonna have to go inside now and put it on some bread. I think we're gonna have to use some margarine, but do it properly
Either or.
and show you guys how to eat Vegemite correctly. So we get some bread out and we'll go over to the toaster. I guess we can do 2 for 1. We can probably do 4 bits, huh? Get 2 bits out.
Depending on the toaster size.
Yeah, this toaster's a beast. I'm gonna turn it on. Alright, so we'll let it sit there until it pops out. Toast's popped. This is going to be hard with no hands, so basic idea is obviously get some margarine or some butter and put that on the bread. I don't know if it just sort of softens it up to some degree. Let's see if we can do this quick. Gotta do it while the bread's still warm. Alright, smash this out. Boom. Okay. And now here's the trick. Here's the trick. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. A little bit. And you spread that whole little bit over the entire bit of bread. Whoop. Just a tiny, tiny little bit. Tiny, tiny, tiny little bit. And see, when you get these big chunks, you take that off. You take that off. Too much, too much. Just a little bit. Alright, there we go. You ready to try this, Phil?
I reckon I am, man.
Alright.
Got
So,
two nice
This
bits
has been
of
a while
bread.
since I've had one of these. Oh, it's good. It's good.
Mmm. The olive oil went better than expected, Pete.
Yeah, it's good. It just tastes like margarine.
Pete
to me.
used a margarine that was made of olive oil.
Instead.
Yeah, no, it was. I used to buy it a lot, but I think that's good. I like it when the toast is very hot and ready to go. Like you can't wait.
I guess too the thing is that most people eat this kind of, food expecting it to be pretty sweet. But
Right, okay.
this is incredibly salty. For those of you who haven't tried Vegemite, it is incredibly salty. So this is a very, very savoury thing to
Absolutely.
eat. It's not sweet at all, all. And so it definitely is weird if you eat this with also having jam and other things on toast at the same time. But overall, that's the trick. Make sure you put margarine on it, make the bread nice and soft, and then use a tiny, 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 tiny bit on the end of your knife and spread that the whole way across the bread, as opposed to thick like Nutella. That's a sure way to have a bad time.
Absolutely.
To have a bad time.
Absolutely.
So yeah, cheers.